All right, let's talk about one of the most familiar sights in all of football, the corner kick. We see it happen half a dozen times a game, this moment of pure potential. But what is actually going on down there in that crowded penalty box? Well, today, we're going to pull back the curtain. Because what looks like a chaotic scramble is really a hidden world of science, strategy, and unbelievable precision.
You know the feeling, right? Your team gets a corner, the anticipation in the stadium builds, and then, poof, the ball gets hoofed over everyone's head or cleared out by the very first defender. It almost always feels like a complete waste, a total lottery ticket, and you're sitting there thinking, how, with all the money and coaching in modern football, can it still be so random?
Well, you're not wrong to feel that way, and here's the stat that proves it. On average, less than 3% of corners lead directly to a goal. 3%. That's shockingly low for an opportunity that happens so often. We can call it the corner kick paradox, a moment of huge attacking advantage that almost always leads to absolutely nothing. But what if I told you that for the best teams in the world, it's not a paradox at all?
Because for them, it's not a lottery, it's a blueprint. We've gotten a look at coaching manuals used at the very highest levels, and they show that elite teams have turned this game of chance into a calculated science. They have a playbook, and today we're going to walk through exactly how it works.
Okay, so the first step, the most important step in the professional's corner kick manual has absolutely nothing to do with the attack. It's all about obsessively, forensically deconstructing the defense. Before you can even think about scoring, you have to know exactly what you're up against.
So at the pro level, attackers are trained to read this stuff in a split second. Is the other team using a zonal system, where each defender is responsible for a specific patch of grass? Or is it pure man marking, where every attacker has their own personal shadow following them around? Most teams use a hybrid of the two, and figuring out that specific blend is square one.
But it goes so much deeper than just the formation. They are actively hunting for the weak link in the chain. Scouting reports are built around finding these vulnerabilities. Is there a defender who's just not great in the air? Does the keeper hate coming off his line, or does he tend to fumble when crowded? This isn't just watching the game, it's tactical espionage.
Okay, so you've cased the joint, you've analyzed the defense, you've found the weak spot. Now what? Now, you open the playbook, and this part is straight out of a heist movie. Now that they know the bank's layout, it's time to pick the perfect plan to crack open the vault.
So here's a classic from the playbook, the near post overload. This is your brute force play. The goal here is simple: create a numbers advantage in a very small, very valuable piece of real estate. So one player, the blocker, legally gets in the way of that key defender at the near post. At that exact moment, 2 or 3 other attackers just flood that spot, and an in-swinging ball is whipped in low and hard. It is chaos by design.
But what if you need a scalpel, not a sledgehammer? Well, then you run something like the far post isolation. This play is all about deception. A whole group of attackers will make decoy runs to the near post, deliberately pulling the defense with them. Then one single, targeted player, usually the team's best aerial threat, makes a late sneaky run into all the space that just opened up at the back post. The ball floats right over the crowd to find him. It's beautiful.
And here's the crucial part. These plays are not just picked on a whim. The players know the script. Teams use a pre-planned decision matrix. If the defense is playing zonal, you know the space is at the back, so you run the FP isolation. If they're playing tight man-to-man, you need to create separation, so you run a play designed to do just that. It's an if-then game of chess happening at lightning speed.
So, you've analyzed the defense, you've picked the perfect play from the book, you're good to go, right? No, not even close. The coaching manuals are crystal clear about this. A brilliant plan is totally worthless without perfect execution. We're talking about a game of inches and milliseconds that decides between a goal and just another wasted corner. And this is where the dark arts come into play. Remember that block or screen we talked about? Well, there is a razor-thin line between a smart legal move that frees up a teammate and an illegal foul that gets the goal chalked off. Players practice this constantly. How to hold your ground, use your body, keep your hands in, all without committing a foul. It is a genuine art form.
So while our eyes are naturally drawn to the flight of the ball, there's a whole hidden ecosystem of jobs being done.
You have the blockers creating space, you have rebound players ready to pounce on the second ball, you have cover players whose only job is to prevent a fast break, and you have that short option just in case. It's a symphony of specialized roles all moving at once.
And really, it all comes down to this single line from the manual, which says it all. Movement on cue, delivery quality over power. See, it's not enough just blasting the ball into the mixer and hoping for the best. It's about timed runs, triggered by a subtle signal from the corner taker. And it's about a delivery that has the perfect pace, the perfect arc, the perfect location. It's precision engineering, not brute force.
Which brings us to the final, critical piece of this puzzle. How do the pros know if all this planning and execution is actually paying off? They don't guess, they measure. Modern football is driven by data, and you better believe corner kicks are a huge part of that.
Just look at this. Pro teams are tracking very specific key performance indicators, or KPIs. They're not just counting goals. They're asking, did the ball arrive in the target zone over 60% of the time? Did we win the first header on that ball more than 40% of the time? Are we managing to get at least 4 shots away for every 10 corners we take? This turns the art of corners into a science that you can track, analyze, and constantly improve.
And the analysis gets ridiculously specific. For a play like that far post isolation we talked about, the team might have a very specific goal, and that goal isn't even scoring. It's this: getting a free runner once every 3 executions. If they hit that mark, they know the process is working. They know they're creating high-quality chances, and eventually the goals will come. It's all about the process, not just the immediate result.
So what's the big takeaway from all this? It's that the corner kick, that chaotic, frustrating, lottery-like moment, is anything but. For the pros, it's a clinical, 4-step process. You have intense analysis, you have strategic play calling, you have precision execution, and it's all backed by data-driven feedback. It's genuinely one of the most tactical and intelligent moments in the whole sport.
And that's what I want to leave you with. From this moment on, when you watch a corner kick, you have the tools to see what's really going on beneath the surface. Don't just watch the ball. Watch the movement before the kick. Look for the blockers. Look for the decoy runs. And ask yourself this question: is my team just playing the lottery, or are they running the play? I promise you, you will never watch a corner